Hi, everyone. Congratulations on completing session 2. I wanted to kind of hop on here and just briefly introduce myself. You probably all received, or you should have all received, a feedback letter from me at the completion of session 1. Um, my name is Mercedes Lipinski, and I am one of the co-directors of the Maine Writing Project. I was a mentor last year and a fellow the year before, and decided to continue on as a co-director. Maine Writing Project has been probably my favorite community of teachers that I've ever been a part of, and so it was only natural that I continued to keep going with Maine Writing Project. But I am an English teacher at Edward Little High School in Auburn. I teach American literature. But I am here to interact with you guys, help monitor some boards, give you guys feedback letters. I have loved reading all of your writing so far. It's been great. With that said, this week we do begin session 3. You are going to have the opportunity to meet your writing group, which is different than your mentor group, and participate in what we call a digital writing marathon, which is a lot of fun. And we do have a lot of announcements for this session, so we thought this would be a good way to get them across. First off, we want to make sure that you guys are checking your assignment folders. Sometimes we'll extend due dates or change things, and that's reflected in the assignment folders and not on the semester plan. So definitely make sure that you're checking each session for the most current deadlines for assignments. Last session, we extended a lot of due dates that you might have missed if you were only looking at the semester plan that was given to you at the beginning of this class. Also, the assignment folders make your life a lot easier. All of the links and stuff are right in one place, and everything you need for the session is all listed on that one page. Announcement number 2, autobiographies. We want to thank you so much for all of the time you put into making your learning autobiography. It is a tradition with the National Writing Project at every site, and the purpose is threefold. It gives you the opportunity to reflect and reconnect with your own history as a learner and a writer. It also offers you as new fellows a way to introduce yourself to the Maine Writing Project learning community and begin to know one another. Finally, as we browse autobiographies, we laugh and cry over shared experiences, making individual connections, and the identity of our community of practice starts to be formed. So this is like one of our, we think one of the most important and most time-consuming projects that we do. But we think that it's extremely important to build that community, especially in today's times where we're not going to have the opportunity to meet in person. So we are encouraging you to view as many of these as you can, since it is key in getting to know each other and building our community. Third announcement, writing for publication. So we are going to be reviewing your ideas for creative or professional writing and comment on your plans. You only need to choose one, so either a creative or a professional piece this term. You will do the other one if you choose to do the summer course during that time. Make sure your writing for publication plans are posted to both your journal and your writing groups. Second, as stated in the announcement last session, please remember that writing for publication is more a mindset than an expectation. Given the importance of audience as well as purpose to all writing, we do want this writing to aspire to a particular audience, even though we don't want anyone freaking out over whether they can get something submitted for publication, let alone published. That said, fellows often do publish some of their writing from the semester, and we love to support that. But it is not like a requirement for you to actually publish this piece. A word about the professional writing. So this has always been difficult to define, and it is not uncommon for fellows to receive a comment asking you to adjust your plans for this piece. Curriculum plans and instructional materials are not what we're looking for. Pamphlets and brochures are also pretty tricky, so we kind of try to steer clear of that. For example, homework is certainly an important topic in education today, and parents are a valid audience for teaching writing. However, professional writing in this area needs to be more than a brochure listing 10 ways to help your child with homework. What we would want to see is a professional piece anchored in the work of developing a helpful piece for parents. I would say think more of like an academic journal or, a teacher magazine, something towards that audience as far as professional pieces go. What we want for you in the professional writing experience is deep consideration of a topic that is important to you and may be significant to other educators and interested parties, which is pretty much as broad as any citizens in a democratic society. The ideas we suggest constitute the kind of giving back to the field that we hope for in this professional writing, but these are not the only possibilities. We are sure there are many others, and one good place to uncover ideas is in your writing group. Speaking of writing group, moving on to announcement number 4. If you are feeling like an online writing group is a daunting task, you are not alone. A lot of times, research has shown that it can be especially difficult to have an online writing group, but this is precisely why it is such an important aspect of our program. Writing groups are intended to encourage, support, and contribute to your writing. Being in a writing group is intended to be a conscious learning experience for everyone. In other words, you are not just in a group to get help with your writing, but together you are in a position to try and figure out how writing groups, including online writing groups, work. There is a link to a video by Rich Kent, which helps. It's a good introduction. Together, along with helping each other with your writing, you need to help each other to be writers in a writing group. So, you're not just there to look at your writing, but you're there to figure out how to navigate an online writing group together. Research has shown that writing groups who develop protocols and ground rules are more successful. Therefore, after the digital writing marathon, we are asking you to have a synchronous meeting with your writing group and fill out the writing group protocol together. The strongest writing groups in the past have recommended this process for setting up a successful writing group. In your synchronous meeting, you may want to share experiences from your marathon journeys, read aloud one excerpt from your marathon writing, share plans for creative and professional writing, and otherwise get acquainted as a group. You may also want to talk about what makes writing and sharing easier or harder for you, to discuss what are sensible expectations for reading and responding, and any other so-called ground rules that might help. Finally, while your group may agree to have additional synchronous meetings, please remember that many of you have chosen this online option to afford control of your schedule. Be considerate of each other's time and be sure to include asynchronous reading and responding via online posting as part of your process. From experience, we know that many fellows and teacher consultants appreciate how the Maine and National Writing Project programs put them in the position of a learner in settings that we often impose upon our students, like writing groups and peer conferencing. We hope that your own writing group experience will advance both your growth as a writer and your understanding as a teacher of writing. Professional writing substantive enough to engage a writing group of colleagues, work that gives back to the field, and consideration of how writing groups can work all contribute to developing teacher leadership, a central element of the writing project. About the digital writing marathon. So this session, as I've mentioned, you're going to participate in the digital writing marathon, which is another National Writing Project tradition. Past fellows have talked highly about their digital writing marathon journeys, and current members of the MWP community are always asking us to host digital writing marathon events. We're hopeful you will enjoy this tradition and also hopefully start to get ideas for your own writing from it. The instructions for the marathon can be found in session 3. We did wonder if we needed to update or change the stations due to COVID-19, but we felt that the topics were broad enough to make it work. So definitely think broadly and use your imagination as far as some of the stations are concerned. So for example, one of them is a civilized place, but we felt when we met that didn't necessarily need to be a place that was busy with people. It is important to be on time submitting this assignment as your writing group members will be waiting for you to post. And lastly, just to look ahead, we are going to be sending feedback letters. Give us a little additional time because it does take a while to go through all of the autobiographies. Please note that a first draft of your writing for publication will be due next session. We wish you well as you move forward on this session. We know it sounds like a lot at first, but fellows tend to really enjoy the digital writing marathon session. We are hopeful that you will too. Happy writing.